kind of to what I said about my own career path, I had to decide either college athletics or being a mom, because when you factor in not only traveling with your own team, but all the recruiting traveling that was a part of it, it's 364 days. We usually take Christmas off. But it was 364 days a year, and it's 24/7 because you also have to be on call in case there's an emergency on campus with one of your athletes, because you're treating all of those athletes as they were your own child. It's a lot. So I think women still are deciding between family and a normal lifestyle or college athletics. So I think our immediate need is trying to find a better balance and integration of work and life. So you're seeing it right now on your own field hockey field, because we've got a husband and a wife who bring their kids, and it's normal, right? That's not normal on any other campus. Most other campuses would say, this is a business. You don't bring your child to work. Leave your child at home. That doesn't work for us if we want the best coaches for our student athletes to have the most amazing experience. So I think we as administrators have to figure out ways to support these amazing women so they can do both and still do it safely, first of all, because obviously we don't want a 2-year-old running around on the field hockey field while people are hitting field hockey balls that will really hurt. But finding ways to support them, finding ways to allow them to do both and to integrate it safely, legally. But we need to keep the women in sport, because to your point, I'm going to encourage you, and I will do whatever it takes to support you staying in women's sports, because we're finding that that's dying out. And when you don't have women leaders, when you don't have women models, you don't have those role models, you figure it, I can't do it. There's obviously roadblocks because other women aren't doing it. Well, okay, let's show that it can be done. Let's show that it's workable. Let's model the way so we can show other schools you can do this. There are administrators out there that want this to work. Yeah, that's the biggest piece that I'm seeing, and that we're actively trying to work on. I'll tell you another piece too, and this is a really long, drawn-out answer, but I think it's important. We as institutions across the whole country created this crazy model that you need to be out recruiting all the time. You need to be practicing all the time. You need to be X all the time. We created that monster. I think we as institutions now need to find the fix to help make a better, healthier work-life balance. I think we need to institute vacation times and just tell the coaches, you are doing nothing for the next 2 weeks with your team, because your team needs time off, you need time off. I think we need to do the same thing at various times throughout the calendar year on what makes sense for their sport. So just telling the field hockey coaches, your season ended mid-November. You are not permitted to recruit. You're not permitted to call recruits. You're not permitted to do anything with your kids until January 30th. Period. Go do something else with your own families. And I think helps create that balance that's needed, that will keep women in sport. I think if we did it as an individual institution, if I told Iñako, you're not allowed to do X, he's going to come back and say, look, you're putting me at a disadvantage against every other college coach in field hockey in the country because you're telling me I can't. And so then it puts him at a disadvantage. I think it needs to happen either as a conference, that might be the first step, but even bigger, it makes it more equitable and fair if we enact it at the NCAA level. And in fact, there are some sports that have done that. Women's basketball enacted a 2-week time period in the summertime. You're not allowed to speak, you're not allowed to see or speak with your own teams, and you're not allowed to recruit. It was amazing because some of those women came back saying, I actually went on a vacation for the first time in 10 years because I wasn't allowed to do anything else. There are women, especially right now, and I will put myself in that same boat. There's a bunch of us that really saw a silver lining of the pandemic. As terrible as that pandemic was, we were forced to stay home and spend time with our families and relax.